Now, the Levi Chavez case. The jury of 9 women and 3 men spent nearly 9 hours today trying to decide if the ex-Albuquerque cop is a killer, but no verdict. Obviously, they were not overwhelmed one way or another with the evidence. Is that a good sign for the defense? Here's News 13's Amanda Goodman.
Dick, we asked a criminal lawyer exactly that this afternoon. He said in a case of this magnitude, not returning an immediate verdict means one thing.
It's not a slam dunk that for the defense that they're out this long, and it's not a slam dunk for the state that they're out this long.
Day 1 of deliberations in the Levi Chavez murder trial is in the books with no verdict reached. Albuquerque attorney Usama Rashid says while there are many theories as to what that may mean for either side, to him it means just one thing.
I think the only thing that is the universal truth about a jury not returning an immediate verdict is that it's a complicated case that has not unanimous agreement from the get-go.
Complicated and long. Jurors heard from 40 witnesses over 5 weeks, including Chavez himself.
There are a lot of stories to sort through for a jury.
And it may come down to whose story the jury believes, Chavez or the state's. Chavez says his wife Tara was depressed over his many affairs, their crumbling marriage, and a failed affair of her own, so she killed herself. The state claims the former APD cop shot Tara once in the mouth with his department-issued gun in 2007 to avoid a costly divorce and to shut her up because she was telling people he staged the theft of his truck to collect the insurance money. Rashid says the jury has an extremely difficult task ahead of them, and in this case, taking their time isn't necessarily a bad thing for either side.
If the government and the defense took 5 weeks to try the case, it's not unreasonable to expect the jury to take their time making the biggest decision they'll probably ever make in their life.
Jurors did ask to see some evidence from the trial today. They are not starting deliberations, though, until 1 o'clock tomorrow because one of the jurors has a scheduling conflict. Back to you.
Well, you've heard the evidence against Levi Chavez in the murder trial over the past 5 weeks, and we have reported what's in the earlier civil lawsuit. We also wanted to know what APD had on Chavez that led to his firing. Today, the department finally gave us documents from its internal investigation of him. But there's a lot they held back. News 13's Tina Jensen has that part of the story. Tina?
Dick, we requested the Levi Chavez IA file more than 2 months ago. APD released it today after we told them we were going to do a story tonight on how they wouldn't release it.
It's been more than 2 years since APD fired Levi Chavez, but it's taken the department 2 months to respond to our request for the results of the internal affairs investigation that led to the firing. So what did APD's IA unit find out about Levi's whereabouts while on duty the night his wife died? Or his alleged stolen truck scam? Or allegations of a clique of dirty cops stealing drug evidence? We may never know because none of it was released. APD did provide a series of letters from the chief to Levi Chavez starting in November 2007, a month after Tara's death. The letter said he would be put on paid leave, then desk duty. After 3.5 years of collecting paychecks, in April 2011, APD notified Chavez it was launching an IA investigation against him. That was a day after he was indicted for murder. He was fired 10 days later. The termination letter lists the reasons why, but they're all blacked out. The city says those details aren't public because of the police union contract.
Those jobs and operations and important civic duties are what we pay, the taxpayers pay for.
The New Mexico Foundation for Open Government says the long wait times for the IA file and the lack of details in it are a cause for concern.
When city employees, police officers, state employees, government employees, and public workers do things, they're doing it on our behalf. They're doing it on behalf of the public.
The city also says it doesn't have to release anything that could be considered an opinion. The mayor's office, the city attorney's office, and APD all refused to do an on-camera interview for this story. Back to you.
All right, Tina, sometimes when an officer is accused of a crime, the chief will ask him or her to take a lie detector test. APD tells us the chief did not ask Levi Chavez to take a polygraph, but the department could not tell us why.